to episode 3. I am on the road today. We are making turkey lasagna. And this is not a part of Easter dinner. This is actually going to be stored in the freezer. It freezes well. So it's going to be stored in the freezer for next week. And we started with 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And to it, we're going to add a whole chopped onion and a whole green pepper. And we have sauteed the onion and the green pepper until it's a little translucent. Okay, so our onions and green peppers are nice and translucent. And to that, because I'm making a good bit, I added 2 pounds of ground turkey. And I will put in a direction. This I call it a meat lasagna because you can use turkey or ground beef and the recipe is not going to change. Let me take it back. The only difference in the turkey and the ground beef is that the ground beef, depending on what percentage of beef versus fat you use, you'll have a lot of liquid, a lot of grease actually, that you'll have to drain, wherever that won't be the case with the ground turkey. And we're going to let this cook until it browns. Our ground turkey is nice and brown, and as you can see, it's only a little bit of juice, and because it's more juice than water, I actually leave it in there to help with my sauce. And I'm going to add 4 jars of whatever kind of spaghetti sauce you like. I tend to use either traditional or garlic and basil, no matter what brand I buy, because I add a lot of my own spices. So I add 4 28-ounce bottles of spaghetti sauce, and then I add 1 small can of tomato sauce, and then I add 1 can of diced tomatoes, juice and all. Okay. So I have all of my tomato sauce and diced tomatoes, and yes, I add half a cup of sugar. I actually add half a cup of sugar, and this is 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of Mama's Lily Snooks. I'm sorry, I was gonna say Mama T. Lily Snooks Italian seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of Lily Snooks chili powder that I'm adding to it. And we're going to stir it, and this is actually going to cook about 2 hours. I'm going to let it simmer for about 2 hours. 2 hours later, our sauce is ready. It's simmered for 2 hours. All the flavors have married together, and it's great. For the second time, I also pre-cooked our noodles, and you cook your noodles according to the package. Boil them until they're pretty thin. I cut these in half because we're going to do our freezer containers. This is for our DoorDash run for our son, and it works out well for us. So we always start with a layer of the meat sauce. Ours is turkey because we chose turkey. So you do a layer of the meat sauce, and I actually use cream cheese, not ricotta cheese. And you just take it and just cut little pieces all throughout. We generally do 6 to 8 pieces together. Trust me, if you've never tried it, it is really great. And these are our 2 cheeses. I have sharp and mozzarella. And we do a layer of both. As you can see, this is messy because the cream cheese has sat out for a minute. And then we do a layer of noodles. And you just continue sauce, cream cheese, shredded cheese, noodles. And we'll continue that until we're finished. And these little containers are so nice. It's only 2 layers. Generally my lasagna is 3 layers, but this is 2 because I don't want it to overflow before we put the lid on to freeze it. You can use basil if you want. I like to use just a tiny bit of basil to top it. And then we will put it in the oven on 400 for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes on 400. Our lasagna is done, and as soon as it cools, it is going in the freezer. Thank you for joining us, and remember, you can use turkey or beef in this lasagna, and it tastes amazing. Thanks again.